Hi everyone, it's the English Simmer here, and this video was sponsored by EA. It is basically my recording of my live stream that I did with the devs who worked on The Sims 4 Home Chef Hustle. I am so excited to be with you all here today. The Sims team have decided to bless us with their appearances this evening, and we are gonna be playing the brand new stuff pack. We're gonna be playing Home Chef Hustle with two of the devs who actually worked on this brand new stuff pack. I'm so excited to check it out. We're gonna be doing a deep dive into build mode, gameplay, and also create a sim for like the next hour. How are we all? How are we all feeling? Oh my goodness gracious me. Simmers stuff packs. The return of a stuff pack has landed. All right, I'm gonna let the devs introduce themselves.
Sul and Terve Tuloa Simmers. This is producer Lauren, producer Scoob. I go by both, and super excited to get to chat with Molly and all of you about Home Chef Hustle.
And hi, I'm Xènia. I'm the lead designer of the European team for the design team.
So this is the brand new kitchen. This is the default room that came with this stuff pack, and I have to say I absolutely love these tiles, this kitchen. When I first saw it in the trailer, I felt like it was everything that I wanted it to be. Do you two want to give some details about what went into designing the pieces of build and buy mode?
Sure, and I can also say the room that you have placed there was made by another one of our teammates in Sweden, and we also have a room built by a community member, Lyrene, in Denmark.
Cool.
Yeah, just all around from the get-go, even in these pieces, lots of fantastic European input. There's a whole lot going on here, and one of the things that was important to me, if I look around these kitchen pieces, a lot of the cabinetry seems quite Nordic inspired. It looks a lot like my Finnish mother-in-law's kitchen, right? And being able to pull real references from our day-to-day lives across the whole team was important to all of us. Xènia, I would love for you to talk about some of the wallpaper and other things.
Yeah, the tiles are based on, well, these tiles are pretty common in Southern Europe in general, to the very, very least in Barcelona where I'm based. And they are Art Nouveau style. They're super common in the kitchens from the 20s in Spain. And I thought it would be very cool if we could add them into the pack as well.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I absolutely love the different colors that you used on them. I was like having a cheeky look through them today, and it kind of has like a patchwork feel to them.
They're just beautiful. Like I can't get enough of them, and yeah, all the different swatches, they're so fun and vibrant in some and just so beautifully muted in others. So it's something really special getting to see it in these kitchens, and I can't wait to see the builds that Simmers come up with.
Yeah, I feel like the green is going to be absolutely one of my go-tos when it comes to building new kitchens. I love a sage green.
Definitely. I think the other fun thing about some of these, which will be very familiar to a lot of Simmers, is we made some of the standard large appliances a bit smaller. So things like the dishwasher, it takes up a little less space under that cabinet, as you can see. We've made the fridge flush with the cabinetry and counterpieces, which is really common here. Again, just drawing inspiration from all around us.
I personally got very excited about the light that we have underneath the cabinets. I don't think that we've ever had light underneath the cabinets ever.
I feel like that was such a thing that Simmers were doing, like even from base game. I remember trying to use like the pipe lights and just like move objects them under like cabinets so that I could kind of have that down lighting. But now that it's like built in, it looks so good. And then obviously builders are gonna love a new kitchen. kitchens have been so in demand for The Sims 4. But what about the new appliances? Obviously, we've got 3 new ones that we've never seen in The Sims 4. Feel like we are part of a British cooking show. Now that we have the stand mixer, which is very, very exciting. So what made you kind of choose like these like pizza oven, waffle maker, and stand mixer whilst you were choosing like objects to work with on this pack?
For the stand mixer, we kind of wanted to make it so it was not only something functional, but it also augmented like the gameplay experience of cooking. Like we wanted to make cooking a bit more efficient. Yeah, I don't know if you had the chance to try it yet.
Yes, I've been playing with it a lot today. I've been like trying to set stream up, but then also like just kind of explore the pack. Obviously, we've not had like a stuff pack for a while, so it's been really fun just to like dive back into it and be like, oh, what do these like little things do now?
Totally. And the other thing when we're figuring out packs, of course, we do a lot of research into what are some of the things the community wants? What are things that would support gameplay that we see the community doing, right?
Yeah.
And so these small appliances, the stand mixer, like Xènia said, augmenting the gameplay, and then who doesn't love a good pizza oven? I know I played with the pizza oven in The Sims 3 a lot, and this is kind of the cool modern cousin of that, being, you know, a countertop modern
The pizzas
pizza
look
oven.
so good as well. I've been playing it and I've been so hungry the entire day. I'm just now craving pizza.
Every week working on this project, I was so tempted to order a pizza because it was just week after week of seeing these delicious looking pizzas. And now all of you simmers get to also enjoy the torture of delicious looking pizzas in game.
Yeah, they look really good. They look like super homemade as well, which I absolutely adore. And then we also have in this kitchen a cheeky little recipe cookbook, which when I saw this in the trailer, I assumed was just a decoration piece. But I'm assuming you two can definitely expand on the functionality of this.
Yeah, it's a functional item, and it's pretty much like another of the items that you can use to start cooking, just like the oven and the fridge. We thought it would be a fun addition to the pack.
And it's named after an Italian grandmother of one of our teammates. So just very cute, very sentimental, and again, we wanted functionality wherever we could find it in this pack.
Yeah, it's that's so cute. I love getting those little tidbits of information and like how close like the ties are to like influences that you guys grew up with, and then also like names and things like that.
Yeah, no, it's been something really special. It's the European team at Maxis. We are all really having fun getting to work on this. There's lots of cute little references and mentions of things we care about. The cabinets and counter sets are named after my partner, for instance. We've found a lot of love throughout this whole process of making the pack.
Yeah, I think it shows for sure. And then in build mode as well, one of the newest, I guess, biggest assets that's been added in to this stuff pack is, of course, the brand new stall. Not a selling table that we are used to seeing. Do you want to talk about maybe the extra functionality that you added to these new stalls?
This is Xènia's baby, so I will let her tell you all about it.
Oh my god, so many fights were fought in order to have the street food table as it is right now. We were a little bit worried that people would think that this was just a clone, like just another of the sales tables that we had in other packs before. But we wanted to have a lot of functionalities for this one, so it kind of turned into this whole new object. So it's compatible with all the small appliances. It has like 2 sides counters that come with it. This is why the footprint of the object is bigger. I think it's a 4x3 instead of a 3x3. You can place the new appliances and also any previous appliances that you could have from base game and from other packs, so you can cook on the spot. We also made it so food and beverages consumption is actually seen in the simulation. Like instead of seeing Sims purchasing items and leaving, you're actually going to see how they eat them in front of you, in front of the seller, and also if the food that you are selling or the beverages that you're selling have gameplay effects like resurrection, or if you're selling rotten pufferfish or plasma, you're going to be able to see how that affects the person that is consuming that, the sim that is consuming that, sorry.
The amount of times I have tried to get poor pufferfish today so that I could actually see the effects of that, but it just kept being excellent. I was so mad. I was like, the one time where I want to sell this to someone, but no, my sim was just too good for it.
Yeah, and also we affected the autonomy. The eating autonomy of Sims was not absolutely perfect. We had vegetarian Sims trying to purchase non-vegetarian food, and like vampires trying to purchase things that were not good for them, especially if they have like that trait that allows it's like a penalty where they cannot eat human food. So we kind of adjusted all of that so it made sense for the purchases. And I'm very, very sure that it also applies to get leftovers from the fridge.
Amazing.
It
The
does.
amount of times my vegetarians have hovered over a meat dish and then got sick from it. I'm like, no, you're not supposed to eat that.
We have more than a few veg heads on the team, and when we were figuring out the street food table and making sure that vegetarian Sims wouldn't go and just eat meat, we realized this is absolutely our opportunity to get in there and figure out why is that bug happening on Get Leftovers so that we could solve it.
I'm so glad you lot managed to like figure that out and like spent your time towards that. Like, I genuinely think that's such a good quality of life update that I'm sure so many Simmers are gonna appreciate.
Yeah, we also added some functionalities for children. Some of the appliances that are children safe, so to speak. Ice cream machine and drinks tray for sure, so that people can storytell the fantasy of having these kids that are little entrepreneurs, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, we can test that out right now. Like, this came in the base game update yesterday, right? I will say I've been playing with the pack a lot, so like probably when it comes to base game, I haven't explored the update as much as I probably should have done just yet, because I've been absolutely in love with playing this and getting this all set up. So yeah, they grab their little stool out, and then she's out here making some ice cream. And she can also pour herself some fresh lemonade if you have backyard stuff, and can also sell these items over on the new table, which we will, of course, get into.
Isn't it just precious?
It's so
from the
cute.
very beginning of concepting this pack, the idea of having a lemonade stand, as we have in the past, was a story we knew we had to allow players to tell. So we're so glad we were able to get that cross pack functionality on the drink tray, on things like the ice cream machine. Really just. It was so fun to figure out, oh, wait, but we could also do this, and we could also do this. We just have to make it happen.
Just like unlocking puzzle pieces like as you go. That's the thing about this like stuff pack. Like, obviously it is a stuff pack at the end of the day, but I feel like you lot have gone through and like retconned so much of like past packs that it really feels like it all comes together in this one.
All in all, the Sims 4 team, we are so excited to keep delivering fun experiences with this pack, and that means making sure that we are listening and taking the time to see, well, what else can we do to make the experience better? Not just the pack, right? So that's another example of the recipe UI and how we went in and updated that. It was the right time to do that alongside this pack, and the whole team is passionate about making sure we can take those opportunities when they're available to us.
Yeah, definitely. So
No,
I'm gonna...
Sorry.
No, go
Yeah, I was
on.
gonna say that every time that we would pull from a thread and we were like, okay, if we want to update this, we have to update it in all the recipes. Or if we want to make this portable or light draggable, it should be for all appliances. So it was like opening a can of worms, but we knew it would be worth it, and it would kind of make the whole experience better. So we kind of went for it.
So as you can see right now, you can just basically drag that lemonade that I just had the kid make, and she doesn't even really need an adult with her to like do this. We can just open up the table, and then once it's actually all loaded up in there, I guess we could throw a couple of the ice creams that she's made in here as well. Neither one of them are poor quality, so that's already a good sign. And then if we start a food sale, she's gonna wander her way over to here, pull out her stool once again, which again is just so cute. And we could even take the popcorn maker and the ice cream machine, which obviously came in other packs, and we can add them to the side of the stall over here. Perfect little summer day shop going on right now.
Exactly. Now you are ready to make a little bit of money with your own side hustle there, even as a kid.
It's the fact that she's marked it up to 300%. She's feeling very, very confident in her wares right now. And she's already got some customers coming over.
When you are a child armed with delicious lemonade on a hot day, I will pay whatever it takes.
56 simoleons to be exact.
Exactly. It's worth it. One thing we spent a lot of time doing, and Xènia can speak even more to this, it was one of her passion projects, was making sure that your choices in what you sell and being clever in what you sell don't go unnoticed. So there are some fun moodlets, Xènia, that I think you can speak to, that you might discover as you're playing different combinations on the street food table.
Yeah, one of the favorite things that I remember, like I've played The Sims for literally 20 years, and one of the things that I always like is when the game recognizes what I'm trying to do and gives me feedback on, yeah, like we acknowledge, we know that you're trying to poison your entire neighborhood, right? So we made it so that there are moodlets that kind of communicate to the player some combinations, like we notice that you're trying to sell vegetarian food to vegetarian sims. You're selling plasma to vampires. You're selling raw meat to werewolves. You're trying to resurrect a ghost. You're trying to kill your neighbors. So we put a lot of effort into all those moodlets. I think I got one actually, right?
Yeah, she's got the coolest vendor on the street one. So from selling ice cream or drinks in warm weather.
Yeah, there's some combinations. Some combinations on depends on who is the target, what is the product that you're selling, and what is the environment.
I feel like we should head on over to like Moonwood Mill or one of the paranormal towns and see what chaos we can cause over there in a little bit. Alongside the selling table, we do have 2 new aspirations for The Sims, and one of them has a lot to do with the selling table. It's the Market Magnate, which I always already want to call it Market Magnet. And this, honestly, when I first loaded this up, I was like, this is right up my alley. Like, it definitely feels as if it's adding a fair bit of difficulty to the game. And you know that Simmers absolutely love a challenge. So I feel like you got this one spot on.
Yeah, we definitely didn't want to make an aspiration that felt like a tutorial to the feature. We really wanted to make it a challenge. We are big fans of Rags to Riches.
Yes.
And we think that one of the important aspects of this pack, it was not only augmenting the cooking experience, but also making it like you could have almost like an active career, like something that you could make money from. So definitely we wanted to put a fortune aspiration in there. Also because it's been 8 years since we didn't have a new fortune aspiration.
It was due time.
Yeah, the 10,000 by completing food sales. Like, that's a lot of simoleons. That's a lot of produce that you're gonna have to sell to get up to that.
A super charismatic sim who, if you've got high school years, is also an entrepreneur. If you're selling an expensive dish like ambrosia, but it doesn't have to be that, of course. There are many ways to make a lot of money on this street food table if you plan carefully.
I feel like even getting ambrosia, the amount of times I've tried to do that in the challenge to like bring someone back and trying to find all the things for it just always feels like it's just a little hunt that you have to go on like over like numerous Sims days. So cool.
Oh yeah, it's a challenge. When we were play testing this, it was
Oh
a
yeah, did
challenge even
anyone
for
manage to
us.
do it?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, but it took
Without
time.
cheats.
No, we cheat. We
Without
all the time.
cheats, Xènia cheats. I try to play it without the cheats,
Oh, okay.
and it's hard, but it's fun.
And then there's also another one which kind of focuses more on the cooking, which we'll definitely get into, I feel like now, because obviously this has been updated, like the cooking system. We've already seen the ingredients update in the base game update, but with the new items that we received, the little small appliances, obviously cooking's kind of got an upgrade. So do you want to talk us through the appliance whiz aspiration?
Basically, we wanted to make it so that people were able to experience new challenges using cooking differently. I think the couple of food challenges that we have at the moment are very based around the oven, like the normal recipes. So we wanted to give a chance to players to use these small appliances as well.
We'll actually check out some of the gameplay of that small appliances. I have a sim right here called Orlando. He's pretty much the chef of the household, and as you can see, his husband's currently working on his charisma. He's more of the business side of things, running the stall. So we're gonna have Orlando head on over to the mixer and prep some ingredients. Now, we've obviously never seen this in The Sims 4. What does prep ingredients mean? What does it do? What are the good things about prepping ingredients?
Prepped ingredients. I'm gonna sound like a sales pitch maybe, but it's a way to cook more efficiently in a way that saves you money and will speed up cooking any recipe that can use a prepped ingredient. So, for example, the amount of time it takes you to make batter and then to use that batter in something like a cake. Well, by having batter on hand, you're not going to have to get out the mixing bowl and mix the batter together, and it is significantly faster to start that cake cooking in the oven. And so you'll have a cake in a lot less time. You've spent a lot less money because by using prepped ingredients, it costs you less to make the recipe. And when you make a single prepped ingredient or you select it once, you're actually getting 5. So that's part of the cost savings when you make if you select dough, it'll make 5 doughs that you can then go use in 5 recipes. So it compounds those savings over time.
Yeah, I really love how you've tried to make like the flow of cooking feel so much better. Like as we just saw, my sim turned on the mixer and then could go. He already had some batter made. Like this was a cooking show. Here's one I made earlier, and he was able just to head on over to the fridge whilst those ingredients were prepping, and then he can go back and collect the prepped ingredients after having cooked.
Yeah,
One
it
of the
was really
people that
important to the team that your Sims aren't just standing there and you're watching while they're doing this. That's why we made everything multitaskable or set it and forget it and come back. Xènia can explain it better than I can.
Oh, I don't know. I think you explained it very well, but it's basically like we're trying to stay away from parking your sim in places and just watching them do an interaction. We kind of want more player agency. So we thought that having these appliances be smart and kind of manage their own time while players go and do other things was the way to go for the 3 new items in the pack.
Yeah, I really, really love it. It just makes it feel so much easier. And then, like you said, I have a bunch of different prepped ingredients in my fridge. I will say, Simmers, if you're watching right now, make sure that you are going through your inventory like every day, because I was definitely forgetting that I just had prepped ingredients in my inventory, just like sat there, and I was like, oh no, these are gonna go off if I don't put them in the fridge.
Your sim got stinky with prepped ingredients. My goodness.
Just stinky, stinky fish in his wherever their inventory goes.
You can also eat prepped ingredients. They are edible. The cookie dough, of course, is a favorite of the team, but the prepped ingredients can also be eaten by pets, so cats and dogs. If you leave them out,
Oh my
may be interested
goodness.
to eat some of the prepped ingredients as well. It's the little things that we wanted to make sure we we remembered when we were putting everything together in the pack.
Yeah, I was saying just as I was checking out Create a Sim before, like the little flower aprons that we'll obviously check out, but it reminded me of being a kid and like baking with my grandma, and then just seeing like this little sim eat batter just like straight from the prepped ingredients, like just sneaking to the fridge and eating cookie dough or batter that her dad's made. That also reminds me of baking with my grandma when I was a kid.
Oh, core memories unlocked for real. I'm so glad to hear that. It's really something sweet.
So with the prepped ingredients, you have a bunch of different ones, and like you said, it's money saving as well as time saving. If you have a garden, it obviously extends to gardening, like within base game, because if you have any number of vegetables, then you get that discount for having it in your inventory. And then if you have other ingredients such as like sugar or egg, like there really are a lot of packs coming together here, with cottage living having a really big role in cooking. And now this, it just feels like such an expansion upon the game. Did you think about like simple living lot trait, for example, from cottage living when you were creating this new like cooking system?
We thought about it a lot. Like, simple living is one of my absolute favorites, and we wanted to make it compatible as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying it out a little bit today, and it was tough. Like the amount of cheese I feel like you're gonna have to make if you want to make pizzas and things like that. I, for some reason, could not get a tomato plant, and I was absolutely gutted because I was like, I'm gonna need that for so many pizzas.
Yeah, the cheese struggle I feel gets real. I'm not very good at the simple living challenge. Xènia is much more proficient at doing those challenges than I am, but I can't wait to see simmers challenge themselves and do rags to riches, also with simple living or also with, other challenges in mind with this pack.
I only want to cook from things from my garden. I don't know what you're talking about.
The pizza oven, we're just checking it out right now. I absolutely love this. Even down to the animations that the Sims use, like once they're like putting it in and rolling the dough and stuff like that, it feels so realistic.
Our animators had so much fun doing the animations for the pizza oven. We have seen a lot of very fun videos of them acting it out themselves and, pretending to toss dough and things like that. And it really, you can see it come together in that very real way while still feeling like The Sims.
Is there anything in particular you two maybe want to like go and try and sell, or like a lot that you maybe want to head to? Do you have any favorites like whilst you've been playtesting?
I mean, I found it interesting to sell ice cream because it's been ages since I didn't play with Cool Kitchen, and I didn't remember that from the pint, food could be taken as either cone or like in the little what's the word?
Oh, in the little, yeah, like the dishes.
Cone cup
Yeah, in the
things,
bowl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And how
think
about
any
we
of our
do
ice cream got taken on our home lot.
Oh no. Let's do ice cream and waffles, right? That's a fun, sweet combination.
All right, cool. So we've got two ice creams already. I think I already prepped some waffles, but we haven't used the waffle maker yet. So we already have some batter in our fridge ready to go. If we open this up over here, that's our cookie dough. So we're not gonna grab that just yet. This also doesn't really need to be in your inventory either. Your Sims can just like cook it and it will come up with like 1 out of 1 if you have batter like within your fridge. So don't feel like you have to like drag and drop like as you go. But we're gonna make some pumpkin spice. I feel very
Yum.
appropriate for this time of year.
Oh, definitely. I could go for a pumpkin spice waffle right now.
And these are European inspired waffles, right?
They are. The waffles are quite Nordic inspired. We have a few in there that are more familiar for our American friends, but overall, the waffles are familiar tastes for people in Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Norway, Iceland. So it's been a lot of fun. And then the pizza oven is where you get more of those good, authentic Italian recipes as well.
Yeah, I
We do
love the
have some.
little information that you give towards the
Oh, yeah.
pizzas.
Writing in all of those descriptions is so fun for the team because we get to research, right? Where did these waffles or pizzas come from? It was really neat, actually, getting to do all that.
Yeah, it's definitely taught me a lot, even from playing. Like for the few hours that I did, I was like, oh, I did not realize that this specific pizza like originated from this person or this place.
Exactly.
And our waffles are done. So we're gonna go collect those. I like how it has a countdown to how long it's gonna take as well. I think that's a really cool feature on the small appliances.
Yeah, we also updated the UI on the street food table. Now you can see things like the markup and the portions left on the food if it's multi-serving. Like there was a lot of UI work also in this
Yeah,
part.
that really surprised me when I first like did my like first selling table. The fact that they can just take slices of pizza. I didn't realize that that was going to be the case. I thought they were just going to like walk off with the whole box, obviously, like we are used to kind of seeing. And then they were just like, no, I'm just going to take a slice and then eat it in front of you. It was so cool.
There was a lot of work in order to make multi-serving to single serving from the street food table, but we really wanted it to feel like it was almost like an active career. We put a lot of effort into it.
Mm-hmm. Right. I reckon should we head to the park to sell this?
Let's do it. Maybe if we're lucky, we can see Johnny Zest.
We are friends with him. We could technically invite him. He absolutely was devouring pizza earlier. So I think he's wanting to be a friend purely for the pizza.
I can't blame him. I think you and I both have a deep love of Johnny Zest, Molly. So
I love
let's
him
do it.
so much. He deserves the world.
He's great. He's
He
great.
can have pizza for free for life. I will mark it down to 0% profit purely for Johnny Zest.
It's what he deserves.
We're allowed to play favorites, right?
Obviously.
300% for Nancy, 0% for him.
Well, if you manage to get through the market magnet aspiration, you could mark it up even further for Nancy.
Oh, tell us more. Interesting.
Xènia, I'm going to let you talk about this because this was your brilliant idea.
It allows to, yeah, it unlocks a new markup, which is 500, but it doesn't come with the penalty of a higher markup. So it really is a money making reward rate.
Love
We're
that.
coming for you, land grabs.
Makes it definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Purely to terrorize Nancy Landgrab. We got our chocolate ice cream, vanilla, and then pumpkin spice. Oh, I fully forgot to bring our appliances with us. See? Not used to it yet.
You can get them now in Build and Buy.
True. Let's do
Yeah.
that. Ice cream maker. Let's pop you up there. And then we'll get a cheeky waffle maker. There
It's one of those things that while we were working on it, when I would go and play in my home Sims game, I would be like, why don't I have this yet? Why can't the pack and the base game update be out yet? I want to take these things with me. I want to drag everything around. So it'll take a little time to get used to, for sure.
Mm-hmm, definitely. So you can also continue to make these on the go, right? If you aren't like me and leave them at home.
Yeah, for the
Absolutely.
unprepared.
And
You can multitask.
Can you tell us more about the auto stock? That's a feature that I haven't really been able to play around with too much.
Yeah, we noticed that maybe the original flow from the first tables would required a lot of clicks in order to start a sale. You had to put the things in the inventory, you had to stock, you had to display the items, you had to start the sale. So we thought that we could maybe make the item a bit more easy to use if we had an auto stock feature. But we know that some players like to really manage what goes in stock and what doesn't. So we made it like a toggle. You can turn it on or turn it off. But it comes on by default. But basically what it's doing, it's every few seconds it's going to check if there are other items in the inventory, and it's going to put them up on display.
Cool. So do they need to be in the table's inventory, or
Yeah.
can they just be in your Sims personal one?
No,
The
it
table.
doesn't transfer from the sim inventory. It has to
Cool.
be, yeah.
Yeah, so you just do that by opening up, and then you can see what items you've got. I mean, this is going pretty well. We've barely even spoken to any Sims. We're just out here trying to make our lemon gelato. Oh no, Jeffrey has a brain freeze.
You also sell the nectar as well.
One thing you could do if you want to have Jeffrey have even more of a brain freeze, you could try to convince him to buy something that's on the table, which is a new interaction we've added with the street food table.
He's absolutely loving it. He's out here rubbing his stomach. I think he went for the vanilla. You know what? He seems like a vanilla type of guy. I was going to dare him to try the chocolate, but I think we'll convince him to buy more vanilla.
Yeah, Jeffrey is definitely vanilla.
I don't know. He married Nancy. Dangerous.
True,
Dangerous
Nancy is
women.
not very vanilla for sure. Yeah.
Did Nancy buy anything? I don't think she did. I think she had a little look and then wandered off straight away.
I guess she's not an ice cream girly.
I think Jeffrey wandered off. Oh no. Oh well.
He's had enough.
Yep. Too much ice cream. Maybe we should convince Dina to buy some more chocolate. She's just had some vanilla. Come on. Your charisma is so good. You can do this, Tristan. Oh, he's giving it
We
his
believe
all.
in you, Tristan.
He's really giving the sales pitch right now.
We added charisma gains, and we added entrepreneurial skill gains as well for using the street food table and for using convince to buy interaction.
Yeah, so it works with high school years and obviously like the base game as well. You lot really thought of everything. I'm like trying to think of like things maybe, and I'm just like, no, it's all been covered.
Xènia and I and the team, we love this game so much. we are huge Simmers. We love the franchise at large. We love Sims 4. So we wanted to do everything we could to make this pack fit together really, really nicely with just about any other pack you could own.
Mm-hmm. Which, speaking of, I think Xènia mentioned it just before, very eagle-eyed of you, Xènia, that we had some nectar in our inventory. And we obviously have the auto stock, so he's actually just fully stocked it with a bunch of grape nectar.
Yeah, this is a very peculiar shop that you're running over here with the nectar ice cream situation. Actually,
only grape nectar as well.
I was playtesting this object while Horse Ranch was still also like not released, and I wanted to make it compatible with the nectar. And I remember, I don't know if it was coincidence, but Nancy would always come to my stall, and back then she would grab. The object was not finished, so she would grab both bottles with both hands and like drink straight from the bottle, and it was such an amazing image. I was like, I don't want to fix this. I know it's a bug, but it looks like a feature. You know?
Yeah.
It was really tough sell for us to fix that.
So on point for Nancy. We are drawing quite the crowd. Oh my goodness, we just made a sale of 288. I don't know what that was. But
well
I did notice that you had a very fancy feature of if you... Does it happen when you click out of it as well? The little notification that like summarizes how your store went. So if we exit out of this food sale, you do get the notification of like ending early, but then this little handy pop-up just basically tells you everything that you've managed to sell, which I think is so cool. I really wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it was another part of the UI improvements, and I think if you choose an icon for your shop, like if you name your shop, if you click on the item, We should have
Yeah, so
the
it says like Burnett Pizzeria. I randomly rolled Burnett and I was like, well, I sure hope my pizzas aren't gonna be burnt. Like, I hope that's not what I'm selling.
It's a good play on words.
I absolutely loved it. When I rolled it, I was like, well, now we just have to keep it. And then we can basically just drag this back over. Oh, I'm assuming because we don't own these items, we probably can't put them in our inventory. Oh, Jacques really is helping us out. He's helping himself to some ice cream.
Public park ice cream that you so nicely bought.
He said, this ice cream machine is mine now. Thank you. I might just leave it over here for him if we can. Maybe just leave it on the bar for him.
Perfect.
I feel like he's going to enjoy
doesn't want
it.
ice cream at the park.
Bathroom waffles? Sounds delicious.
Oh no.
And so you can travel to any community lot, I'm assuming. We've just been in Oasis Springs Park, but as you said, there's also crossplay between werewolves and vampires. So if you have community lots, I'm assuming you can head over. Can you do it on other people's lots?
You
On
can.
residential?
You can run sales on residential lots also. We wanted to make sure, you know, that fantasy of children running a lemonade stand in front of their home on a hot summer day, right? Not necessarily having to go to the park. We wanted to make sure you could do that.
Yeah, and also you don't have to be on the grid. And when I mean on the grid, I don't mean like the lot trait, but I mean like in the build and buy grid. You can deploy this item off world. Like I, for example, really like near the Goth's house. There is a section on the right which has like a park, but it's not
Yeah.
it's not like an actual buildable park. It's like an off the grid park. And you can deploy it there, for example, if you want to as well.
Yeah, just by going through like place in world through your inventory.
Yes.
Using that interaction, yeah.
That's so cool. Oh my goodness. All right. So we've checked out a lot of gameplay. Is there anything else you want to maybe like shout out that we haven't checked in gameplay just yet?
We have some special effects on some of the food, by which I mean some special things might happen if you eat them. So we have things like the Curious Pizza. Our team really loves the Curious family. Xènia was the designer for Stuck in Their Shadow, the Nova Curious scenario.
Oh, nice.
I need to put Curious lore everywhere. They were my absolute favorite family in Sims 2.
And so when you eat that pizza, Xènia, can you explain what happens?
So first of all, in order to cook it, you need you need the alien fruit, and if you eat it, you increase the likelihood of being abducted by aliens. Because I always want to be abducted by aliens, and I find it really hard.
Yeah, unless you're in the scientist career, I feel like you barely come into contact.
But not everyone's a scientist, you know. Some people just eat pizza.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the UFO fruit is getting love. I did see that in the trailer, and I was like, that looks suspicious.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. Or the waffles, we have the pleasantly unpleasant waffles named after some of our favorite twins from the franchise. And depending on your luck when you eat it, you may get a really happy moodlet, or you may get a not so happy moodlet, depending on if you are feeling a bit more angelic or a bit more Lilith that day. It's fun little things like that that we've added to quite a few of the new recipes with this pack that I want to shout out at the very least.
So what was the pleasant one? Sorry, I was trying to type in a cheat.
The pleasantly unpleasant
families. We had the caliente pizza. We had the pleasant and pleasant waffles, which are a reference for the twins, like the twin siblings from Sims 2, from the Pleasant family, who also returned to Sims 4 in university. And yeah, the Curious Pizza is a straight reference for the Curious family as well.
That's so cool. Bringing back the lore.
Yeah, even if it's in recipes, like we have to find a way.
We love lore.
And real quickly, we're gonna check out a couple of pieces of Create a Sim. I've seen chat eyeing up this t-shirt that one of my Sims is wearing.
Oh, the t-shirts are so good. They're just
I
the
saw
perfect
them
prints.
and almost screamed. The prints are so good. The fit is so nice on them. I love the way that they look.
When we were first concepting these, the concept team had drawn a couple of these cute, funny, guys, the chicken, the fish, and we looked at it and went, well, we can't just pick one of these. Please let us have at least the fish and the chicken. And I'm so glad that they said, yeah, we can definitely do more than one, because I would wear those print tees in real life, given the
Oh,
chance.
absolutely. I saw the chicken one and was like, oh, I need it. Also, the same with the tattoo. I absolutely love this new tattoo that you added into this stuff pack.
It's a good one. We like tattoos in the game. We love tattoos on this team. We added quite a few tattoos as part of last year's update for the base game going free. Our team helped make the cow plant and the plum bob tattoos. So we definitely had to get in a nice foodie tattoo for everyone.
Yeah, I like how it relates to a hobby as well. I'm sure a lot of my chat knows that I'm such a sucker for a good hobby in The Sims 4. So the fact that my Sims now get to like throw that on as a little like badge of honor to themselves is really cool.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And then obviously you've got some more like professional looking chef fits. Like you've got the full chef whites if you want them.
Yeah, I think one little detail I love on some of the professional ones is the little heart waffle that's stitched into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cute. Yeah, that's the thing about this creator sim that I want to point out to people. It's like you turn your sims around, because there was a fair few assets where I wasn't like seeing the back of the design either. So on like a couple of the t-shirts, they'll have like pizza slices or the waffle to kind of represent like what your sim is maybe selling.
And we tried to make matching prints for the whole family across some of these designs. When we were making things like the pizza print and the vegetable print, our Cass artist said, hey, I could make an infant onesie, and it was an immediate yes, please,
Yes, please.
do it. It's so cute. So just really cohesive in getting the family all in on the fun in the chef styles.
Yeah, it's so cute. The little vegetable print is adorable.
It's precious.
We are still having the debate over this t-shirt right here of what this is. Some people are saying it's a pomegranate. Other people are saying it's a dragon fruit. I think it's going to go down as a great debate in the Sims community as to what this print is.
Well, now we can't confirm it. We have to let you all just talk about it and believe what you want to believe it is.
Oh, I talked about the dirty like kind of swatches that we have. We saw this back in Horse Ranch with like the mud and things like that, especially for like nectar making or if you're working like with horses every day. And you carried this over to the flour, and I know on like one of the kids' aprons it kind of looks like they've like squirted like marinara sauce over them and stuff like that.
Kids get messy when they're cooking, right?
Yeah.
So do adults. I know I'm certainly no pro in the kitchen. I get my fair share of flour all over when I'm making my own heart-shaped waffles at home. Adding those little details, it's what makes the game feel alive, right? So we had to.
Oh, chat's asking to see the infant onesie.
You got it now.
We need to go into full edit mode for this one. We need to age someone down. The infant onesie is so sweet.
I think I actually maybe cried a little bit the first time that we were showed it.
It's the fact that in one of the promo shots, they were all wearing like the little mushroom pizza swatch of this. And
we
the
love
infant
a
just kind
family.
of blended in with them because it was the same print. It was so cute.
It's precious.
This one right here.
Yes. just the best. It's so good.
Incredible.
I think my last Cass shout out, and then maybe
Yeah,
Xènia
absolutely.
can tell you her faves. It actually involves our dear behind the Sims host Mercy. When we were concepting the hair for this pack, we originally only had the bandana version of that twist hair that you have one of your Sims wearing. And Mercy had messaged me after we had showed it off one time and said, "This is amazing. I love it. If there was a version without the bandana, it would be my new Sim self hair because it's the closest thing to my real life hair that we've ever put in the game." And the second she told me that, it was like, well, we have to do it. We have to get this hair without the bandana
Mercy
in.
needs
And
it.
yes, exactly. And I think those moments of getting to hear from our friends, from our colleagues, from simmers, right, about, hey, this would mean so much. This would be able to allow me to make me in the game. Like that is so important to me. So that's why that's actually one of my absolute favorite assets, cast, build, buy, whatever, in the entire pack.
Yeah, and then
Because it's beautiful.
you just went the whole way and were like, right, we need dyed swatches of this. We need as
Yes.
many colors on it as possible. I love that.
Oh, it's got to be the sickest hair you've ever seen, right? Like
I was just
I'm
going through the
obsessed with
swatches
it.
like today in awe of just being like, oh my god, there's so many different color combinations going on.
Yes, it's really, I love it. But I will let Xènia pick her favorite things to tell you about.
My favorite things from Chaos, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm always a hair person. I love hair. It helps me identify. I usually play the Sims like very zoomed out, so the hair helps me identify who they are. Definitely. I really like the fact that we have a lot of them with accessories in them. I feel like when you're in the kitchen, you want to, like have your hair hanging. So that made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I really love the
moment.
bandana swatches. They're really cool. And that's the thing as well, like, obviously some of this creator sim like relates to being in the kitchen or cooking or being behind the stall, whereas a fair amount of it can definitely just be used in like everyday day-to-day wear. It doesn't just feel like it's completely limited to the kitchen. I personally think one of my favorites is definitely the knife earrings. I love the size of them. I think they look so cool on like any sim. Like your sim doesn't have to be a chef to be able to rock these.
They are the perfect set of earrings. I definitely agree. Yeah, this is when our cast artist, she found out that, like, she came one day and she said, I realized it's very easy to make earrings, so she started making a lot of earrings. She made earrings.
Honestly, wish list is just to have like more earrings of like this size, like a little stud, or just like something like shaped a little bit differently. Like I love how it just like fits the Sims ears so perfectly. Everything about it just is like perfect in my eyes. And I also love the shoes. I imagine I am gonna use these clogs on so many of my Sims, especially if they're like into cooking or into gardening and they're just like pottering around.
Molly, can you imagine week after week our dear cast artist coming to us with the coolest stuff you've ever seen? Week after week, right? It was like, oh, look at these cool knife earrings I made. Now look at these kitchen clogs. Now look at this cupcake hat. Oh yeah, I can definitely make it for the whole family. Like just knocking it up every single time. It
Honestly,
was incredible. And that goes for the whole team.
Yeah, the cupcake hat, I was like, okay, there's definitely some like style influences and Sims like over in like San Myshuno who I can see absolutely rocking this.
Absolutely.
I love
I'm looking forward to your next Townie update video where you add some of these to...
I know, I feel like I'm gonna have to go back and like give some more depth to some of the characters now. I feel like Bob is gonna get an upgrade with this pack.
Ooh, yes, he's gotta.
Like perfect, like Bob barbecuing in the summer. You've got some good looks for Bob pancakes, which I appreciate. We're pretty much about to wrap up. Obviously, you are very, very busy people, and obviously European based, so don't want to keep you too late. But is there anything else, just like in the last 5 minutes as we wrap this up, that you want to like give a shout out to, like little tidbits that you want to mention, anything that we might not have covered?
Not on my
Xènia, do you
side.
want to go first?
Yeah, no, I was thinking, I don't know if this is the correct thing to do or not, but I just wanted to say that the whole team put a lot of effort into doing this. They cannot be here today because we cannot have like 12 people here on the stream, but everyone was incredibly excited, motivated, bringing a lot of things like what I was saying in the beginning. For example, we didn't have planned for the earrings, but like our artist discovered that they were easy to make, and she was like, let's put some more earrings in the game, or let's make the one of our designers, she wanted to have the cookbook interactable, for example. Like everyone was so excited, you can tell, because we were all making our little wish list through, as we were doing this pack.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can just reiterate what Xènia said. This was a labor of love, and I'm incredibly proud of the team and just so thankful to everyone who worked on this pack, both in Europe, in North America, in India, all across the globe. This pack has come together, and it's exciting to see and to be able to bring more of our culture from all around the world into the game, little by little.
Yeah, it's incredible. Honestly, you're like the teams who all worked on this absolutely smashed it out of the park. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you to Xènia and Scoob for hopping on and spending some time with us and going through their favorite parts. I'm gonna continue playing the pack now for the next like 2-ish hours, so we can go a little bit more in depth. But thank you both so much for joining us. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed getting to share your love of this pack with the community. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Molly. This was so much fun.
I'm so glad. Hopefully we get to do it again.